This is the Shine On You Crazy Daisy podcast, and I'm your host, Trudy Simmons from the Daisy Chain Group, providing platforms for women entrepreneurs to be seen and heard. This platform is for women entrepreneurs that want to hear the real stories of what it takes to be yourself and run a business with all the different hats that you might have to wear. These are the stories of the tenacious, the rebellious, and the resilient women that are working towards the future that they want to build for themselves and their families. Hello and welcome to the Shine On You Crazy Daisy podcast. And today I am thrilled and excited to introduce you to Karima Mackenzie Thomas from VIP Life Success Coaching. Karima, thank you so much for being involved in this whole project, and please tell us about your business.
Yay, thank you, Trudy. My coaching elevates women's lives from stress and struggle to ease, fun, and pleasure.
I love that. That sounds amazing.
That's what I do.
Look, reading your chapter, it was an absolute eye-opener in how life can go. But there was a lot of trauma in the beginning of your life. But what led you to heal?
So, like an avalanche, when you have little bits of snow adding to the snowball, and then the snowball gets big enough that it causes the avalanche and the whole thing falls apart, I would say that's how it went. A few things happened. I had my little one at 23, and the relationship with her father was fraught with all kinds of trauma in itself. And I made a decision at that point, I remember making it, that I could not put my child through some of the trauma I had been put through, and that I wanted to be better for her. So that was one. And then after leaving that relationship with nothing except my clothes, even though I had brought everything to the relationship or built it while I was there. So I walked out of a home with nothing that I owned in the home: appliances, furniture, books, nothing. And a young baby. And when I hit rock bottom again twice after that, financially and emotionally. And I made a decision. I think after the second time, I said, you know what? I will not be here again. I cannot be here again. I need to figure out what's wrong with me. I'm broken in some way, and I need to fix it. And so that became my pursuit. I dove deep into self-help books, YouTube videos, articles, anybody who could provide. I mean, I've done it all, the Danielle Laporte's books and you know, the FIRE series and all those things, the desire mapping. I followed Lisa Nichols. I mean, I have been through so many coaches over the years, Rich Litvin, you name it, I've done it, right? In terms of just figuring out myself and what was wrong with me. And then I deep dived into trauma, following Mastin Kipp, who works around specifically trauma and the nervous system and how these things show up. And that blew my mind wide open, because most of us don't realize how many health issues that people have that doctors say are just an anomaly. You're just the exception. It's been trauma. When you go back in that person's lives, their father was beating on their mother or beating on them, or, you know, they had a seriously traumatic rape, or the most inexplicable health issues that people have pop up in their lives are usually based around trauma. And a lot of the dysfunction, when we ask young people, I mean, my mother, why can't you just pull yourself together? Trauma. Your nervous system is not normal. You don't function the way your body was created to function. And there's so few people talking about that. So even the psychologists, a lot of them, they don't know. So they don't know that it's not just a matter of your brain. Your body literally functions differently. It responds differently to stimuli. It processes information differently. I love that quote on the internet now that people raised on love see the world differently. Oh my God. It is so true. Yeah. Your brain processes the world differently. Your body responds to the world differently when you were raised on love, or if you had serious trauma in your life, or if you were raised in trauma. And so all of that has, as I said, I have shifted so many times in so many ways. My daughter is now 14. She'll be 15 in January, over the last almost 15 years. And that's what allowed me to begin helping women who nobody else could understand or help, because I've been there. But not just have I been there, but I have information so many other people don't have, because that's just how I'm built. I went deep. So, yeah.
But it's also, I think that what you said at the beginning is that you decided to heal. And I think those decisions are so important to make for yourself, because trying to help somebody that isn't ready for the information that can help them, it's like an uphill battle. Whereas when you make those decisions, it's an eye-opener about what you're willing to change for yourself. In your chapter, you talk about purpose and finding yours. So what does purpose mean to you?
I think purpose is the magic that we all sprinkle throughout the world, which is why I have magic in the name of my chapter. Everybody thinks that it's this big thing and they want their name in lights, and they want the billboards and they want all the money. And those things can come, but it starts with the little things, understanding that every single interaction, every single day, there's a footprint that you leave as you walk. I mean, even our interaction, I got this random email, and I'm like, who is this person asking me how I am? What? And I start with it. If you realize there was a gap in the time before I responded, I'm like, what? Is it one of these people who's going to try to sell me on a coaching program? Because I'm not here for it. And I responded to you, and I remember you responding and saying, oh my God, I love the positivity. I love the good stories, and that's purpose. You were in your purpose, reaching out to people for whatever reason, whatever your motives were. It's not about that, just saying, hey, how you doing? And most people don't ask people those things. And again, not genuinely either. And then I was in my purpose when I said, these are the things that are happening in my life that are really good right now. And so we miss those opportunities every single day to be in purpose and to plant light and joy and magic with our footsteps as we walk through the world. And as I said, it's the smile, it's the complimenting the little girl who is wearing her cute dress and you can see she's liking it because she's twirling, or the little boy who's proud of his muscles. Or you can walk in purpose every single moment, every single interaction, even in a Facebook or an Instagram comment. Every single day. You can, I'm a coach. And somebody said that I've heard people tell me that you pour into people and you don't even realize you're doing it, because I can teach or coach in every single interaction, even in a response on a Facebook post. And that's purpose, Tracy. Trudy, oh God, sorry. And for me, it's about getting people to understand that women in particular, we can light up the world. We can bring so much light and change this world, not by marching and writing with passion. And those things are great, but with the small things where we seed magic into another woman's day, or a little girl's or a little boy's or man's day, and bring light.
I'd forgotten how we'd actually met, but when I sent out that email, it was genuinely because I was sat in a place where I didn't feel connected to enough people I need more people, but I don't feel like I'm engaging or connecting with people that are outside of the 10 people that are around me all the time. So I literally sent that email of how are you, how's your business? And I'm not kidding, it was about 80 responses.
Wow.
But we as business people are always going to be skeptical, thinking, what are they going to sell us into? And I get that, but to get 80 responses from people with these stories that are pouring out, I think that it just blew my mind. It really did. I loved it.
Let me tell you what that is, though. I told a client of mine I don't want to lie, maybe a month ago, if so much. You heart connected. When you sit in your body, and your intention of purpose and bringing light, even if it's not consciously that you say those words to yourself, people feel it. It's a vibration. And so you sat in your heart self wanting connection, genuine connection, and we felt it, even if we couldn't describe it, because again, usually I delete those emails. So there's no real reason why, except that I felt your vibration, even if I didn't consciously realize it, because you were in your heart space and it met my heart in its heart space. And that is literally how we should go through the world. You know, people ask me all the time, how do you get these kinds of, exposures and these types of opportunities? Because this is a thread in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's because that same client, I was telling her that it's because I move through life from my heart space. Do I get more hurt than most people? Probably, right? But I choose to move through life from my heart space because it's so much more fun.
Yeah.
It's so much more magical.
What does a VIP life look like to you?
That sorry. So it's loving life. It's that every moment is magical. Every moment is pleasure and fun. Again, ease, fun, and pleasure. So many of us have drank the Kool-Aid that everything needs to be about sacrifice and hustle and planning. It's all very masculine, particularly for women, and it's destroying us from the inside because it's not our natural way of being. Our natural way of being is carefree and light, and again, seeding magic and from our heart space. And a lot of us operate in the corporate world. A lot of us operate in this world where we're guarded, where we don't get to let our hearts out, where we don't operate. We don't run up to people and hug them. We don't smile. We have to be professional, and we have to be proper, and we have to look a certain way, and the headshots and all the things, right? We don't show our shoulders. And so that magic that so many women are missing. And I change their lives when I coach because, oh my God, I can live that way. Hell yes, you can. And all the global opportunities still come, and the money still comes, and you have peace and you have pleasure. Oh my God, pleasure. And fun, and that's VIP living: vision, inspiration, and purpose. You're inspired every day, you're working with a vision, and you have purpose. There's magic.
Karima, I could listen to you all day.
Yay! we can do this.
If there was,
I know you have a lot of other podcasts to do today. So,
if there was one lesson you want other entrepreneurs to know, what would it be?
One lesson: that it's okay. Again, it's okay to want fun first. It's okay to want ease first. It's okay to choose yourself. Choose yourself. And choosing yourself means that, you know how little girls throw tantrums? I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I do.
And they break us out of that and they tell us it's badly behaved. But that's your inner compass. And if we were to listen to that inner little girl, the I don't want to do it, instead of pushing through and disciplining ourselves and being consistent. I have so many issues with that being consistent thing when you're being consistent in an uphill battle, because again, you're fighting with your body, you're fighting with yourself, and the burnout happens and the health issues happen because you're not in alignment and you're not listening to your little girl. So choose yourself. Choose, stop, breathe, get into your body, and really figure out what is the most aligned, heart-centered action and thing that you can say in this moment. And if it doesn't come in this moment, then step back and say, I can't do that right now. I can't make a decision right now. Let me tell you, the world tells us we have to rush and we have to make these snap decisions. It's a lie. I don't do those anymore. I haven't done them for years. And every single thing, Trudy, happens in its right time.
Yeah.
In its right time, because you step back and you allow space for the divine to work and to give you guidance or for things to unfold, and you're in your heart space and you have chosen yourself. Choose yourself.
Karima. What is...
She's smitten. She's like,
oh, I'm smitten. What is your favorite business book?
It's counterintuitive in a lot of ways. It's The Greatest Networker in the World and Conversations with the Greatest Networker in the World. It's one book, 2 parts, by a gentleman called Og Mandino, Mandino. And I came to that book because a network marketer or an MLM person told me I should read it. But I read the book. And it is the most amazing book I have read to date. And I read that book more than 2 decades ago, and I have read it for the first time. I've read it so many times since. I have recommended it to people. It is one of the most amazing books I have ever read on leadership of self first, and then one's family, and then one's team and business, of again living in that heart space, living in purpose, choosing your dreams. I mean, it will change you and change your business and your service and your leadership like you cannot believe. Conversations with the greatest network in the world, the greatest network in the world, Og Mandino.
Amazing recommendation. Thank you. Karima, this has been absolutely amazing. And I hope that everybody goes and reads your chapter from everything that you've been through to where you are now, and for people to be able to listen to this and feel that positivity oozing from every pore. And been through it's jaw-dropping, and I'm so grateful that you took the opportunity to be a part of this with us.
And thank you. Am I allowed to ask you one question before we go?
Sure.
I really just wanted to know, did you have any idea when you got the nudge to do this, where it would reach, how many people you would touch, the kind of difference you would make? I mean, and where did that nudge come from? What was your motive? Were you just trying to put out a business book? Was it the money to raise for charity? Like,
no. Did
you know how?
Well, crikey. No, I did this book because I got into a rut in my business, and I'm always about building platforms for women entrepreneurs to be seen and heard with in safe spaces. And stories are such an important part of the building of our businesses. So I thought I would do a book, Shine on You Crazy Daisy, and I put it out to the people that were in my audience, and I had 50 people sign up in a week, and I thought there's more than one book there. And then I thought, wait, I'm gonna have to read these chapters because some of them won't be as good as I think they'll be. And then I started reading, and I thought, oh my goodness, these need to be heard. There has to be an ongoing platform for it. So, and now there's 3 books. There's going to be another 3 next year, because I've got people queued up waiting to have their stories heard and seen. And I am on my purpose. I am in my purpose. I am every second of it. This, anybody that does a book knows it's not a money spinner in any way. This is all time. It's all love, and it's all heart connection with other business women and saying, I want to hear your story. Please share it with us.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Okay, love, that has to be the end. I'm so grateful for your time, and I can't wait for people to read your chapter. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching the Shine on You Crazy Daisy podcast. If you've liked what you've seen today, then please make sure that you click the subscribe button to this channel to see more inspiration and motivation as more of these stories keep coming out. And if you want even more, click on the link below this video and go and have a look at the series of books, Shine on You Crazy Daisy, and get even more inspiration and motivation for you and your business.